pretty good start in the first quarter. Did you see anything flip to at the start of the second quarter? Any difference makers there?
Yeah, again, another period in the second quarter where we just turned the ball over. Certainly had some long stretches where we didn't have successive turnovers, but that was part of it. Little bit of game plan and KYP mistakes defensively for us in that second quarter. You got to give them a lot of credit. They made shots tonight, including some guys who, normally don't make threes. I think our defense, you hope 99 is enough to win, and we just couldn't make shots. Missed some layups. Certainly had some good looks from three that didn't go down. But we'll take a look at the whole process and take a look at the substitution patterns and figure out where we can be better in Game 6.
JJ, Marcus has been so important here in this series, but some of the turnovers tonight in particular felt like they were pretty big. Just what is sort of like an acceptable turnover against this team, and what are the ones that are just like the non-negotiables?
It's hard because the players see stuff on the court, and it's easy for us to look back on film or armchair quarterback it. I do think we had 2 of those turnovers where we get a stop and we throw the ball ahead out of bounds. Those are the kind of the ones that you wish you had back. But the turnovers, they come in all shapes and sizes, and it's about limiting them, and you certainly have to give your guys freedom to make basketball plays. I would say in general, though, turnovers of aggression are okay. Turnovers of passivity are not.
Coach Austin came back and scored 22, started in the third quarter. What do you think overall about his game?
I thought he was aggressive, did a nice job of driving. He'll find his rhythm.
JJ, you mentioned that they made shots and they shot it pretty decent from 3. Some of those open looks, were those the right double teams inside and they just made the open looks? Is that kind of what happened?
I mean, there's one taser on the board. He made 2. Those are fine. I think it's like the overreaction to a Josh Okogie closeout, and we don't have a low man, we don't have a taser shift off Thompson, he gets a layup. It's those type of things. The transition talk in the third where they get a transition 3, we don't communicate in transition. Those are the threes that we don't want to give up.
JJ, throughout the year, part of your job has not been always tactician. There's been like a pretty hearty element of psychology in all of this for you. What is that message to this team right now? You just use the word overreact like on the court in a play, but like what is the right type of reaction to this moment? And I guess kind of how do you view your job over the next 48 hours with your group?
It's the first team to win 4 games in a series. We happen to have won the first 3. They happen to have won the last 2. We've got to be better. Thank you.
LeBron go to his locker. AR will be here in a little bit. LeBron in his locker now.
That's how you end a press conference. Okay, so Houston, without KD in the last 2 games, have gotten the job done, Chris.
Yeah, well, listen, I think their back is against the wall. And, again, these are young guys who want to prove that they belong. They want to prove that they are vital members of this team. Jabari Smith, Sagoon, those guys, Thompson, they believe that they can do more. But they understand that they're playing with a Hall of Famer. So they have to relax their games a little bit. So now this is the opportunity to showcase to the franchise, to the fan base, that they can do a little bit more and should have a little bit more freedom. So I think they're playing a little bit more free and relaxed. Not to say that they can't do that with KD, but when you know that you're going to get a lot more touches, you tend to play with a little bit more confidence. And I think that's what I'm seeing with this young group.
I think that's the most impressive facet of the past 2 games for the Rockets. You got to look at them. This is a high-pressure situation. Go up and down the roster. That's a pretty young team. Alpi is still relatively young into his career, and the rest of the guys are kind of pups, and they're going out there in a playoff situation where it's do or die, and they've won the past 2 games. That's a heck of a thing to do.
Do you expect to see KD back in the series? I mean, they've bought themselves a little bit more time here.
Right now, they're ruling him day to day, so I think there's a good chance he could return. Houston, they're on a roll right now, 2 wins in a row. Do you want to listen? If KD's healthy, you got to put him out.
100%.
You got to put him out. I was going to go somewhere else, but if he's healthy, you got to put him out there, regardless of if they're on a roll or not, and you figure it out from there. But whether KD comes back or not, the series is going back to Houston. They're going to have home court advantage for that game, so they should be in good position regardless.
Austin Reaves in his return after missing, 9 games with that injury. 22 points in 33 minutes. Is that what you expected to see from him? Coming off the bench, by the way.
It was okay. I mean, he was 4 of 16 from the field, so he didn't shoot it well, but he did get to the free throw line. I think he got there 13 times. I believe he's 12 or 13 from the free throw line.
Yep.
So, you know, he was effective in being aggressive, but the efficiency wasn't there, and they needed more of that. But listen, that's expected. He's been out for quite some time. You know, I expect that he'll find his mark. Will he be able to find it by the time Game 6 rolls around? I don't know, but it's still good to have him out there on the floor.
What did you see from Austin? I mean, he got a standing ovation. Of course, the fans ready for him to be back in the mix to just bolster this offense.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like Chris said, he was rested. I think it's been since April 2nd, since he's played. That's to be expected. The Lakers lineup, it kind of needs all the help it can get right now. You know, you got Braun out there, and everybody else doing what they can. Luke Kennard's not going to go off for 30 every game. So to have Austin Reaves, who is a consistent scorer for this Lakers team, that's going to be a boon for them just in general from the bat.
LeBron James, just kidding. Hit a pin on LeBron James for a second. We do have Austin Reaves, who just sat down on the podium.
I don't even know.